What's going on, YouTube modeling community? Pappy here at West Georgia Rods and Customs. Well, guys, good Friday evening. Hope everybody's getting them a lot of bench time. I'm definitely fixing to get in there on the bench, but I had to come out here to the old garage, carport, whatever you want to call it. But this is basically where I do all my painting out here in the garage. But before I can do anything as far as paint work, I wanted to kind of clear up some questions that gets everybody sends me every now and then and says, Pappy, what do you clean your airbrushes with? Good question. A lot of times what I do is they ask me, the first question is, do you use acetone? Well, no, I don't. But guess what? I've got a little bit of it all here that I clean brushes with. Sorry if you haven't looked real close to my unshaven face. But sometimes don't use straight lacquer thinner. Don't use straight acetone. I'm gonna give y'all a little recipe, which I'm not gonna take the credit for it. As far as for the recipe, I learned this recipe from one of the masters of Airbrush, which I don't know if any of you are subscribed to him, which is Red Dragon Model Shop, Gilbert over there. Gilbert is just a walking tutorial of anything pertaining to airbrushes and how to clean airbrushes. So I'm going to show y'all the concoction that he uses, and I've kind of doctored it up a little bit myself to just kind of, help clean it and help keep your airbrush more functional. So with that being said, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna flip the camera around here just in a minute and show you what all you need. One of the things that I first off, I'm gonna tell you that you're gonna need is get you a couple of these. You don't have to, you can use the squirt bottles, from a lab place or, medical supply place. Nah, go to Walmart, get you some of these. They're like ketchup, just like ketchup condiment bottles. But you can get them in the clear. They're 97 cents, I think. I can just get you a couple of them, and then I'll show you how to graduate them off. As far as, it's not, you ain't got to be a chemist or anything in order to make this stuff, but it works well for me. And I will flip the camera around here and I will show you what else I do. Hold on just a minute, guys. Here's the main ingredients of what I use in my airbrush cleaner. Right here, you can get this at any automotive, anywhere. You can get it at any Walmart, any automotive supply places. Just windshield washer fluid. This is, you can use this, or you can use Windex. If you use Windex or something like that, usually Windex has got ammonia in it. But this right here, this is just strictly windshield washer fluid that you can get at any automotive place. I'll start off with this. This is going to be a 50-50 mixture of of all the ingredients that you use. The other part you're going to use is a 50-50 mixture of distilled water. Guys, don't use tap water. Most of your tap waters, when they come from, if you're in in the city or something like that, you're getting tap water is going to have all the chemicals that they want you, the fluorides and everything that they put in it. Basic distilled water, it ain't got it. This is pure water. Use this. There's no other impurities or anything that's going to be that cause damage to a paint job or just anything. So just go ahead and get you some gallon distilled water, probably about $1. This is about probably about $3 to $4 at your automotive store. The next ingredient you're going to get is 91% isopropyl alcohol. You're not going to use very much of this. So all this right here that you see is able to make probably a good year to 2 years supply, depending on how much you airbrush. If you airbrush a lot like I do, this will last you a good 2, maybe 3 years as far as the ingredients you'll use right here. The next product that I use right here is glycerin. A lot of people say, what the heck, what's glycerin? Well, glycerins are found in a lot of other, it's an ingredient in a lot of things. Soap, hand soap, things like that. Don't use hand soap. Go to your drugstore, Walmart, ask for pure glycerin. Use this, only a couple of drops. This right here will last you probably the rest of your modeling life. But all the ingredients right here, like I said, will basically last you a good 2, 3, maybe 4 years, dependency on how much you paint. All right, let me show you how I measure this out. Get you bottle right here, and you can see I've already got it graduated in different increments. right here. Now what I did was, how did I derive a 50-50 mixture? Take you a ruler, measure from the bottom up to about the top of where that's at. You see 5 inches. You want to go a little less than that, cut it off at about 2 inches, come up to 4 inches, and put you 2 marks right there. And this mixture right in here is going to be your windshield washer fluid. This mixture right in here will be your amount of distilled water. This amount right here is going to be rubbing alcohol. Now, if you want your mixture a little stouter, raise that line up a little bit. That way, if you've got a clog in your airbrush or something like that, that rubbing alcohol right there is going to take care of it. That way, the rubbing alcohol it's not as detrimental on the O-rings and stuff inside the airbrush, and your airbrush is going to work a heck of a lot better. The glycerin, of course, what it's going to do is going to lubricate everything. It makes everything just flow, and makes everything just as far as the springs and the needle and everything, makes it glide a lot better. It makes it last a lot longer. But remember, this is all you're going to do. You're going to do half windshield washer fluid, half distilled water, that much isopropyl 91% alcohol. Put you about 10 drops of glycerin in here, and that's all you're going to need right there. Let me get this. Let me get all the ingredients mixed up, and we'll come back and I'll show you what else you got. Okay, guys, here we go. Just like I showed you, as far as first mixture right here is going to be your windshield washer fluid. Reason I get these little bottles right here, the mouths on them are pretty large. So that way, when I'm out here in the garage, I can just kind of just pour up to that line, and I'm done. Okay, there's your first mixture, all the way up to the line. That's isopropyl. That's windshield washer fluid. Your next ingredient is going to be your distilled vinegar. Distilled vinegar. It's going to be your distilled water. God, don't use vinegar. And then boom, we're up to that line. All right, got your distilled water. Let's put that out of the way. Next ingredient is going to be your rubbing 91% isopropyl alcohol. Bring that mixture up to that line right there. Set that out of the side. Get your glycerin right here. Put you just 10 drops is about all you need. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 to grow. At least that's what my mom used to say. That's usually when she was whipping my butt. All right, put your lid on it, then just give it a good shake. Once you get your mixture ready, you're ready for whatever airbrush session you're gonna be doing. Another good thing about using these little bitty bottles like this, you can transfer them. I went and bought these little bitty bottles at Hobby Lobby, and you can take these right here. Once you get you a mixture of them, and if you don't want to handle, handle these as far as in your mixture, I don't know if I can get the darn lid off. You can take these and do this. Sometimes these little cheap bottles, they tend to leak a little bit. That just goes to show you, here's what you really can do best. Just keep you some of these, and I just keep this on hand and just do this. Fill them up. If y'all hear the fan running in the background, it's a hot Friday evening here in Georgia. And yes, sir, if it's a hot Friday afternoon in Georgia, I got a cold beer not too far from you. And as soon as I finish one of these, filling up these bottles, that's what old Pappy's going to do. I'm going to get a lot of modeling done this tonight. And I got some interior pieces to paint, and I got some, I got something else I got to need to paint, but I'm not going to say what it is. So, but I'll share that with y'all at a later date. So let me finish cleaning up right here and get these bottles filled up, and we'll get the camera turned back around. I hope this works out well for many of you. Like I say, if you got any questions or anything, feel free to give me drop me a line, pappyshotrods@gmail.com. Let me know how it works out for you. If you got any other improvements on this recipe, let me know. But like I say, I'm not going to take credit on that. Gilbert over at Red Dragon, this is what he uses. And I seen his video a long time ago. I've been using it, and it's worked great for me on all of my airbrushes. I've got a bunch of, I've got different airbrushes. I got the Iwatas. I got a couple of Iwatas. I got a couple of no-name ones that I picked up at Harbor Freight. I do I do enamels and things like that. But this airbrush cleaner, it'll work good with most of your craft acrylics, most of your lacquers and your enamels and things like that. And it'll knock pretty much everything that's in there out of the airbrush. If you have any, hard clogs or anything that's been, it may have set up during the airbrush session or something like that, get you a pipette. Many of you, if you don't know what a pipette is, you can find them at most of your hobby stores. Get you these things like a dime a piece, and they're well worth it. I buy these by the hundreds. But if you'll get these, take you just a little bit of either acetone or lacquer thinner. It don't take much. Maybe put 2 drops in there, and put you a mixture. Fill the rest of the bowl up with this, and run that through there. I guarantee it'll knock that clog out, and it won't damage your O-rings or anything like that. Just a drop of the acetone, it's not going to harm it. But this right here, as far as the windshield washer fluid, which really the distilled water is really just a filler, and then as far as lubricating, as far as all the components that's in the air gun, or airbrush, even the needle that goes through there, it helps lubricate that. Matter of fact, when you tear it down or you open it or you start to finish cleaning your airbrush, take that needle out, get you a little bit of the glycerin on a rag, and just take it and kind of just do it like that. Stick that back in there, and you're ready to rock and roll for the next time you want to use your airbrush. But guys, like I say, I hope this is hope it's kind of debunked a lot of your problems as far as wanting to use an airbrush or starting to use an airbrush, or any of you guys that you've been going out and buying airbrush cleaner and going, God, this stuff's high as a kite. This formula right here is probably, you can make this stuff for under $10, and it'll last you for a long time. Anyhow, God bless y'all. Pappy out of here. I'm fixing to go get me some bench time. Remember guys, if you can dream it, build it. Pappy out.